I'm so excited to talk to you about Killing Mary Sue because it's just action packed, start to finish. Was there something about Chet or maybe the writing of James Sunshine that drew you to be a part of this?
I just really loved, thank you for the compliments. I really loved the whole ensemble cast piece. I really thought that was great. Working with Dermot was great. And Busey, of course, Jake was fantastic. And just my character was so outrageous. I don't get a chance to do too much comedy. So for me, it was great to just play an action character, which I love doing naturally. I do really pretty well. But to have like all this comedy in it was great. It was so much fun to do and play and Sunshine let me just kind of improvise and it all turned out really, really well.
What kind of backstory then were you given on Chet?
What kind of backstory did I do?
Yeah, did they give you a particular breakdown for him?
Backstory was just, Chet's backstory was just kind of coming from like a nomad family and, he's just a warrior and then he wanted to go do his own thing. And then, he's very good at what he does and he leads this elite squadron, that goes in and assassinates people if they're or a single person if they need to when the call is put in. But he's also just he's a funny character. Like you'll see in the scenes. I mean, I'm like eating an apple in one of the moments. That was a funny moment that they let me do. I just wanted to keep it kind of. I wanted to keep his character very like humanistic. I didn't want him to seem like a superhero. I just, even though he kind of has those tendencies, like so, it was kind of funny to play those juxtapositions.
With so much action to this film, did you have to switch up your physical workout routine at all, or maybe do specific training for it?
Luckily, I kind of already do all of that, so it was pretty easy for me to step into those shoes. I do a lot of physical training, and I do a lot of firearms training as well. So that stuff comes pretty easy to me, which I'm able to use in a lot of variety of movies that I do.
This is another one where you share the screen with your dad. What does it mean to you that you continue to get these opportunities to work together?
It's really, it's really a very we're very lucky because if I was I think it just works out perfectly that you always kind of want that like veteran character and then maybe like the new rookie or something, so it's kind of
Yeah.
perfect that we can fall into those characters together or be at opposing odds. You have your leading man, you have your again your veteran other lead that's kind of either guiding you or you're helping each other, so it really always works out perfectly because you always need those two types of characters, whether they're female or male. So or the dad the son or the older brother the younger brother. It's really nice that we can play upon that in a variety of different movies, and we just have a lot of fun together. We push each other to do our best, and it's always great for us to be able to do that with each other.
Well, outside of your father, were you familiar with any of your other co-stars before working with them? Certainly Dermot's name comes with the familiarity, though.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, we the lead actress, we had done a movie together, but we weren't on camera together. Uh,
Sierra.
Called Da Sierra. We didn't have any dialogue together, but we were in another movie called VFW together, which was a crazy, crazy bloody movie. But we had a lot of fun making that. She's great, very sweet. We had a good time. It was good to see her. And Jake Busey, we have mutual friends, so we
Oh,
had
that's cool.
we were able to go over that together, which was fun. And then I'm trying to think of anyone else. Larry, who's one of the producers, he was someone else I had done a Western with before. So that's about it on this one.
There's some funny moments, but there's also some plenty of kick-ass moments. Is there a particular scene you're most proud of the work you put into? Maybe the Apple one because they kept it.
I really liked the scene actually, which we kind of improvised, was when I was outside in the field, like we were on a mission, and I get shot in the stomach, and I like pull out the bullet, which was just a piece of gum that I was basically chewing. It was like I fake pretend to pull that out, and then I kind of like go like we keep going. That was all totally kind of improvised in the moment, and James was so happy that I was able to. His best compliment to me, which I really appreciated, was that he's like, he's like, Jesse, like I'll give him a note or something, and he goes from 0 to 100 just like that. And because I'm pretty low key on set, but then when the cameras roll, I'll go there. So that was a fun compliment. It was fun to work with him. That was my favorite moment.
How do you then decompress from a long day of being on a set like that?
It's a great question. It's hard because when you're doing something like that, it's so high energy, you do have to like decompress. You have to like find some alone time, or whether it's a trailer or your room or your hotel. Like like for me, it's like going to the gym in the morning or at the end of a shoot. Like to have that time to myself is really important for me. The morning routine is really important, or your evening routine. Um, I'll call my girlfriend, we'll talk to each other, and it's just kind of, you got to just kind of ground into, what's familiar to you, like at home, or hearing about your dogs, or talking about the cat, or stuff like that just kind of keeps you like, oh, right, that's the real life, that my real
Yes, ground
life.
you.
This is exactly, the opposite of what I'm doing. So that's really important. And then it keeps you focused, and because it does, you have long hours, long days, and sometimes you can just kind of forget what the hell you're doing or where you are.
You talked a bit about working with James Sunshine, but how was he? Was he very hands-on when it came to crafting all of this for you guys when you're on set?
Yeah, he was very hands-on. He was, James was a great visionary. I'd worked with him before, so there's always that piece where, do you trust them yet? And then when we started working out, he was very open to letting me try things, and he really enjoyed it. And so I appreciated that, and I always love good feedback. I always want to make sure I'm honoring their vision. And it was really fun to work with him. And then seeing the movie for the first time, when I did, I was just blown away by everything that he put together and what he was trying to accomplish, and he did it. I mean, it was just so much fun. This movie was a blast.
What do you think it is then about Killing Mary Sue that's just going to make it this epic action adventure?
Well, I think the whole storyline, I think the fact that it has comedy in it really changes the whole dynamic of the movie. It doesn't take itself too seriously. The entire situations are ridiculous, but you're so in love with all the characters that you just want to see where it goes and what happens. So I think that was such a great point that James hit on the head, was the comedic action aspect of it. It's almost not in reality, but it is at the same time. So he really he was really able to fine tune that, and I think that's what really makes it was so much fun. When you're watching like True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger, this giant action movie had all this comedy within it, which just made it so much fun. And I think that at the end of the day, you want to watch these kind of movies because they're fun.
Well, your IMDb is just constantly packed with new projects. You're one of the hardest working men in showbiz. Do you have a particular favorite project that continues to hold a place in your heart?
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Yes. I have I did this movie called On Wings of Eagles with Joseph Fiennes. It was a World War II um, drama piece. It was amazing. I mean, we shot in China for like 3 months, and we were overseas, and he and I got to work closely together. Such an incredible actor he is, and a great man. And it was just such a meaningful movie based on true events, and dealing with prisoners of war. Just a beautiful story with a spiritual weight to it as well. So that movie, On Wings of Eagles, which I think you can find on Amazon or iTunes, it's just a great movie. Really happy about that one. A lot of heart.
What's next for you then? Or what isn't next? I mean, you have like 10 other projects it says in the works.
Yeah, I've got a lot. I have I have an action movie. I have two action movies I just finished. One I did last summer. They're at the end of post now. I think that one's called Shadow Paradise, which was really fun. It's kind of like this action adventure, beach, um, mercenary, human trafficking drama, which is really was really fun to do that one. I have another action film I just finished called President Down. I play the lead of the Secret Service, and we go on this manhunt to find out who's behind, the potential assassination of the president, which was really fun. I'm very excited about that one. Gina Fattori is in that; she was great. And She was great to work with. David Caciocci, directed by Nick Lyon. And I also have a Western that I did called The Gunfighter's Deal, which I'm looking forward for that to come out as well. And I have two pilots that I did coming out, and then I'm actually going to start a new movie in New Mexico August 4th with Charlotte Kirk. This is a crime thriller, also with a really nice romantic um, drama added to that as well. So that movie, I'm actually really quite excited about that one. They just put a deadline release on that one, so if you look that up, it's called Remember Me Tomorrow. So there's quite a lot in the can and all and what's coming out. So I enjoy staying busy. I'm grateful that I get to stay busy. I love working hard. So I love telling stories and I want to help entertain the world.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the incredible work you continue to do on our screens?
What do I want to say to them?
Yes.
Oh, well, I can't do what I do without you. So it means the world to me that you follow my journey, support. I also do a lot of animal activist stuff, with animal rescue. So I so appreciate the support on that end too. Again, that's another grounding thing we talked about. I love helping animals. So I so appreciate everybody, the new people, the ones who followed me for years, and I'm so excited for what's to come. There's such amazing things in the work. So thank you guys so much.